stream is open and live, just so we know.
We got both cameras, right? You can see them both, or?
I'm not seeing that one yet. I don't know if my turn is on yours.
Let me check.
You gotta make sure it's in the same group. It says group 4. And that one can go all the way down.
Group 5.
Where it was yesterday. This says group 4. So.
Oh, that. It's like, put your camera down. I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I was gonna ask you where you want it.
Okay. Maybe get a refresh your browser. When I get on, I see this. And then I go to playlist. And then I see it here.
Now, I could not find a single stat on Grafton. You don't? Oh, yeah, I couldn't even find the roster. Oh, okay, gotcha.
You have my number, do you?
Coming.
It's okay, Bree. Wait, do you hit it with one hand?
Thank you. Great.
No problem.
Yeah, I guess the roster.
Okay, that's perfect, yeah.
A couple point pronunciations and I'll go over.
Yeah.
Yesterday, your mic was turned off just at the beginning of that.
Oh, okay.
I just want to make sure that you guys sound jagged.
Okay.
Yeah. The sets are open and we are saying okay. No pressure. Just let it go. Everybody got to know.
Jeff, you want by the shed?
Yeah, I'm going to go down.
Yeah. I'll show you the angle I'll get here, and then you just tell me if you like it or not. Are you seeing my camera?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just moved out a bunch of nets, so we should have a good angle.
There you go. So now
We want red.
we have the
Let it go.
Good job, Bella. Turn and go, girls. Turn and go.
How's it going, Coach May?
Hey, how you doing, kids? How you been?
Pretty good. Who you got pitching today?
Ava. She's a Venom. She's up one level from.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I went and said hello to Nico.
She's not pitching today, is she? I hope not.
She warmed up, her and a blonde girl.
Okay. I'll go say hi.
All right, you want to bring him in, Pipe? Point him in. Let it go.
Here, Bella.
Good job, kid. Yeah, I hit more of a line drive on that one.
Back. Look up, Leah. You're good. Earlier. You got that. Oh, I'm sorry. Here. Here, I'll get it.
Good.
Sir, please up, coach.
Good, you gotta get the
Yeah. I'm gonna try throwing with my left hand. There you go, Bella.
Yeah.
Pat, you wanna put these in the bucket?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You're fine.
The final regular season game has arrived for the Clockers. Welcome to Ashland High School. WACA-TV presents MIA softball as the Ashland Clockers host the Grafton Gators. Jacob Padula alongside Michael Kyra again today. The Clockers are looking to ride a big 10-9 win yesterday and finish the season 15-5. How do you think they get it done today, Mike?
Well, I think they have to do the same thing they did yesterday, Jacob. They've got to have some timely hits. Hopefully someone like Lorelei Collette can step up again. They're once again going to be missing their ace pitcher. Bella Domestico is not in the lineup today, so that means somebody else just has to step up. There could be anyone. So yesterday it happened to be Lorelei, and today we'll see who it's going to be.
Yeah, and a couple new faces in the lineup from yesterday. Sophie Connors will play in center field. She did not play in yesterday's game. And also you will see Sanders, where's that first name?
Maddie Sanders.
Maddie Sanders will be batting in the 8 spot today and playing right field. So a little bit of a different looking lineup, but we will get to see the same face on the mound in Nico Ustaris. What do you think's going through her mind today after, a bit of a rocky start yesterday?
Yeah, I'm sure that Nico probably thought about yesterday's start a little bit. I think she was hurt by some walks. But again, we talked about this yesterday on the broadcast, Jacob, that it's really hard for someone to just come in virtually cold. Nico really had only had about 5 innings all season going into yesterday's start. So I think maybe yesterday gave her a little bit of confidence, allowed her to get a little bit more experience in the circle. And the key for her today is to just pound that strike zone. She's got to be around the strike zone. Way too many walks yesterday. Her release point might have been a little bit off, as we were told by Coach Bob Tarosian, who joined us. So we got to look for her to be around the strike zone and to, again, let her defense make plays behind her.
Most certainly. And today, the visiting team is here on time, as they were here before me. So there we go. Congrats to them for getting the buses here on time, and we're looking to get a perfect time start today.
Yeah, that's great. Yesterday was the 49-minute wait. Today we should be right on time. We actually haven't seen anybody go to the plate to meet for our ground rules just yet, but one of the things that you were talking about in the lineup is the addition of Sophie Connors and Maddie Sanders. It's great to see both of those young ladies get the opportunity today with the varsity club. Sophie Connors had a start earlier this season in which she played absolutely tremendous against Algonquin. She played third base that day, and she was actually our Gobbler Defensive Player of the Game against Algonquin when she just made every single play that came her way at third. We'll see her in the outfield today. And then Maddie Sanders, my most memorable game for Maddie so far this year was Maddie got to start in right field against a tremendous Hopkinton team, one of the best teams in the state of Massachusetts. And Maddie played a really good right field in that game. She kept girls on first base often, which could have been a double in many situations. Maddie was able to track the ball down. She was able to get there in a hurry and get it in quickly. So let's look for Maddie and Sophie to contribute in a big way today, getting the start for the varsity team.
And another change on defense from yesterday, Ruby Kazadian, who was the designated hitter yesterday, is at first base, and Caroline Kyra is behind the plate. Is there any difference between Ava Vendetti and Kyra behind the plate?
Not a whole lot, actually. They have both been sharing duties all year long. It's almost as if Coach Sasso has decided to go with an every other day catching rotation between Ava and Caroline. Both of them have done a pretty good job, specifically in the area of not allowing too many stolen bases. Teams have struggled taking an extra base against Kyra and Vendetti. So at this point, I think that's a great weapon for them, having either of those two behind the plate. Caroline, I believe, has thrown out almost 30% of her stolen base attempts this year. So look for her to try and get some out in the base paths.
And we'll look to see that from the Clockers as well. Yesterday, no stolen bases, but they did have a lot of running on pass balls. Nico Ustaris, remember first inning yesterday, started with infield single and ended up scoring on a pass ball. She got all the way from first to home. And behind the plate is Crystal Martinez for Grafton today, and she'll be tasked with keeping the Ashland Clockers off the base paths. Yeah,
Martinez has a tough task today, especially with the speed that the Clockers do bring, particularly in the beginning of their order. Ustaris and Buterman both have great speed early. Things sort of slowed down a little bit in the middle of the order for the Clockers, but then I did see Lexi Merloni in the lineup today, as well as Maddie Sanders and Quinn Herter. So once you get to Herter, Sanders, Maloney, and Connors, that speed picks back up again. So while they're not that speedy in the 3, 4, 5, 6 range, 1, 2, and then 7, 8, and 9 can really run. So I think that you're going to expect to see some aggressive base running out of Ashland this afternoon.
And the Clockers will take the field as we look to get this game going here. A little bit cooler than yesterday, not as much sunlight here.
Really good day, less wind as well. Yeah, the ball was traveling yesterday. We had a game where we saw 3 home runs, not something you typically see in a high school game. 3 over the fence. Might be a little bit different today in terms of the air, and and the person who hit 2 of those for Ashland was the absolutely red-hot third baseman Lorelei Collette, who comes into this game 6 for her last 8, Jacob.
Absolutely. Phenomenal game yesterday. She had a chance for the cycle, and instead she hit a second home run. And obviously, undoubtedly, the offensive player of the game for the Clockers, and Nico Saris was our defensive player of the game, and we'll see if they can both replicate their performances here today.
Yeah, as we said, it really takes the entire team, right? Somebody has to step up today to make it happen. They've had different players step up virtually in every single game and make the big play. Yesterday, obviously, that home run by Lorelei gave them the win as she hit that in the bottom of the sixth in a tie game, and that was ultimately the only run they needed as they shut them down in the seventh. It looks like Kyra threw it down to Herder at second base, and I think we are ready to go. As I said yesterday, Jacob, it's your show, man. Take us home.
I appreciate it, as the Grafton Gators will lead off with Catherine Krasinski, the DH, followed by Shayla Toskis, Grace Isherwood, Piper Breschanen, Ava Welch, Crystal Martinez, Casey Sullivan, Leah Cablerone, Lexi Derry, and Olivia Blanchard will be their designated center fielder.
So I can't help myself right now. I've got to do a dad joke as Krasinski steps into the office for her first batter of the game. Already down 2-0.
We saw a lot of falling behind yesterday for Musaris, and what do you think, is that the number one thing for her, to get ahead in counts?
It has to be today. She's got to get ahead in counts. That was a killer for her yesterday. And you know, it builds your confidence too, right? When you get ahead in the count, we don't want to see her walking batters, especially early. All right, let's see what kind of leash today coach has on Nico. Maybe he's going to go to Holly a little bit earlier if the walks become a challenge.
As it is a 3-0 count to start, and that's strike one. It might look like the same home plate umpire as yesterday. He has that same kind of strike call. So we did have a bit of a tight zone yesterday, so we'll see if that's the same today. As the 3-1 is low for ball four, so Krasinski will walk to lead off the ball game.
To say that was a tight zone yesterday is an understatement. Nico did lose a lot of close pitches. Let's see if the Gators think about trying to test Kyra's arm early here as they get their leadoff runner on to start the first.
As the left fielder Shayla Toskis will bat and lay down a bunt, and it is foul out in front of the plate. So 0-1 as Usaris gets ahead.
And she was taken off there, so that was clearly a hit-and-run bunt attempt to try to get the runner over to second base. Let's see if she goes again.
Here comes the 0-1. Runner will go. No, now she's in a rundown. The throw to second from Kyra is in time. A close play at second base, but a good tag there from Herder, and there's one away.
Another caught stealing for Caroline Kyra there behind the plate. She actually held the ball a little longer than I think you initially would want her to, but I think she was able to hold that runner up, thinking maybe she was going to go back to first. Kyra ends up having the arm strength to zip it to second. Heard a nice tag, and we have one out now.
The 0-2 pitch is low here to Toskis, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. It's a pretty close play at second base there.
Yeah, I do think it was close. We may have been the fortunate recipient of a good call, but we will certainly take it, and we'd like to get those runners off.
As the 1-2 pitch is bounced in there. And as Coach Tarosian said yesterday, he pointed out the pitch release point for Usaris seemed to just not be getting the ball up in the air enough when delivering.
You might be letting it go a little bit low, a little bit early, as she does roll another one in there, and it looks like the count's now going to be 3-2.
The bases are empty. Here comes the 3-2 from Usaris. Swing and a miss. And that is out number 2. First strikeout of the day for Usaris. That was a good pitch there.
It was a great pitch. She kept that thing low, got her to go chasing a little bit. And Clockers were able to take that thing around the horn for out number 2 here early in the first inning. Be great to see if they can go 1-2-3 and get these bats going right away.
So with 2 away, it's Grace Isherwood, the shortstop, who will bat here. And she'll foul that one straight back, and it's 0-1. So Ustaris ahead of another hitter here. No balls and 1 strike.
Which is where she needs to live, Jacob. Where she needs to live today all day long. Getting ahead is going to be the key. That, baby, that one just missed.
Just missed. A little bit low there, so a ball and a strike here on Isherwood.
They're moving in the outfield.
As that is called strike 2. In a completely different outfield from yesterday. We had 3 seniors in the outfield yesterday, and today it's Connors, Merloni, and Sanders left to right.
It is indeed Connors, Maloney, and Sanders. We've got a young outfield. Merloni is a junior. Maddie Sanders, I believe, is a freshman, and Sophie Connors is a sophomore, if I am correct. I sometimes mess up their classes, but I think I have that one accurate.
I believe, yes, Connors is a sophomore and a freshman, as that one is popped up into left field, and the catch is made out there by Connors. And Usaris will have a clean first inning with a strikeout, as the Clockers will come to the plate in the first.
Yeah, nice catch there by Sophie. She had a good jump on it, read it nice and early, and made the grab, and we get out of the inning with no harm from that leadoff walk. With Kyrig throwing her out at second base, and now we're able to go and see if we can get the bats rolling, and you know who's leading off today.
Nico Ustaris, who is now batting .597 on the season. Came in yesterday batting .593, had a couple hits, and she continues to just get on base and run all over the place.
Yeah, Nico manufactured that first run of the game, getting on base on an infield hit, which was a sharply hit ball, and I would think that 95% of the runners or the batter runners in the Tri-Valley League would have been thrown out on that play. Nico's able to beat it out and then turn 3 passed balls into the first run of the game for the Clockers, as she stole all the way around the bases. So hopefully she can lead it off today with a base hit and get things rolling for the Clockers early.
And she'll be followed by Haley Buterman, the second baseman, and then Ava Vendetti, who was behind the plate yesterday. She is the designated hitter today. Caroline Kyra in the cleanup spot behind the plate. Lorelei Collette's playing third and batting fifth. Ruby Kazadian at first base today. Batting sixth, Quinn Herter is at shortstop. We saw her in center field yesterday. Now into the infield. Batting seventh, Maddie Sanders, the freshman, batting eighth, playing right field. And Lexi Merloni is in center field, batting ninth. And that is the starting lineup for the Clockers.
I'm really interested to see what this particular lineup does today. This may be the fastest lineup the Clockers have put out all season long. As I said, in the middle of the order, it gets a little bit slower, but with 1, 2, 7, 8, and 9, they have some serious runners out there. So they do tend to play an aggressive style on the base paths. Really interested to see what Coach Sasso tries to do as we watch Grafton's catcher throw it down to second. Does not look like she zipped it down either, so we'll see if we can take advantage of that today.
And Ava Welch, another left-handed pitcher. The Clockers saw a lefty yesterday. They'll see another one today.
They did. They hit a lefty pretty well yesterday, so let's hope they have a similar result today against Ava Welch, who takes the circle for Grafton. That's
a first pitch ball to begin the home half of the first to Ustaris, who has 37 hits on the season. We'll see if she can get to 40 today before the regular season comes to a close.
That sure would be an incredible feat for Nico. Having a 40-hit season is something that most kids don't even think about being a possibility. I actually think it's well in reach, especially since they will have one more game. They're automatically in the tournament, so there's at least one game after this one, but it would be great to see her reach that 40 mark today.
As she's quickly ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. She has walked 14 times this year. It's only 3 strikeouts.
I mean, really, when you think about that 37-hit mark, that really is remarkable, considering the goal for most kids is to get 25 hits, right? 25 hits per year. Once you're over that, that is about as good a season you could possibly have. Nico at 37 now is just sensational.
And she works a 4-pitch walk. So speed already on the base pass for the Clockers, as Buterman will bat. 392 on the season for her. And Nico will go on the first pitch. The pitch is high, and the throw is not close as it rolls down to second base. That is the 18th stolen base for Nico Ustaris.
Yeah, 18 for 19. Nico is on the year, and I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Sasso tries to take third here really early with Nico. I'm not sure if they are going to touch her on the base paths today.
It is a 1-ball, no strike count to Buterman. That one's upstairs, and Ustaris will jog down to third, and on 2 pitches, she's already at third, and she's going to come home here as the throw from the catcher was over the head of Welch. And there you go, Nico Ustaris manufactures another run.
Yeah, Nico is smart on the base pass, takes advantage of an unfortunate throw by the catcher back to the pitcher. Caught Grafton sleeping a little bit, and you just cannot do that with Nico Ustaris on the bases.
As Buterman rips it into right field for a base hit. So unfortunately, no RBI there as Ustaris came home, but it is a base hit for Buterman, back-to-back base runners for the Clockers.
Nice piece of opposite field hitting there by Haley, taking that thing the other way, and now she sets herself up probably for a stolen base of her own with my friend the RBI machine, Ava Vendetti, up the plate.
A .420 batting average, 32 runs driven in. Buterman will take off. The pitch is a strike, and she is in there with about a half of a slide. It wasn't a close throw again, so that is her third stolen base. She's 3 for 3 on the season.
I'm surprised to see that Haley only has 3 stolen bases this year, but she's certainly a fast runner.
As that's a shot to shortstop. A nice play there by Isherwood, and the throw's in time. Buterman will take off for third, and she is in there. Another good base running decision from the Clockers.
Yeah, really smart base running, aggressive base running by Haley. As soon as that ball left the shortstop's hands, she was en route to third, and she slides in easily, getting herself to third base with only 1 out for Caroline Kyra to come to the plate here.
And 20 RBIs on the season for Kyra. She has another chance here with a runner at third, and she'll ground that one to short. Isherwood's only play is at first, and it is in time. But Buterman will score. It's an RBI ground out, and it's 2-0 Clockers.
Yeah, Caroline unfortunately grounds out to the shortstop there with a little bit in front of that ball, but does get the runner in from third base. But now we have 2 outs for the red-hot Lorelei Collette.
And we'll see if she can build off a 4 for 4 afternoon yesterday. As she'll swing at the first pitch and ground it into center field. Smoked it on the ground. And that is a first pitch base hit. She, again, like you said, seeing beach balls at the plate.
Yeah, Lorelei is seeing the ball right now better than anybody else on the team. It's not even close. She is now 7 for her last 9, I believe. I just feel like she's playing with such confidence at the plate right now.
As Kazadian looks at ball 1, that gets by Martinez, and down to second base goes Collette. So another runner into scoring position here for the Clockers, and we've seen quite a few pass balls to start.
Just seeing a couple of our all-state runners get by us. Nice to see Bella Domestico's brother Luca and Sophia Warneski taking a little run around the school, doing a little TVL track practice. Those 2 are 2 of the top runners in the state, so hoping and wishing them well as they enter the postseason for track.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to race against them, I'd have to say. That one is upstairs, so it is a 3-ball, no-strike count here to Kazadian.
I'm interested to see if they give Ruby the green light. Ruby has a lot of power here. Might want to take a risk here and just see if she can take a load on one that comes right across the plate for her.
That's a swing and a miss, so she did have the green light, and it is a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
I don't mind that right there, giving Ruby the green light on that 3-0 with runner in scoring position and 2 outs. We do need to get this run across, so giving Ruby the opportunity makes sense.
As she'll swing and foul that one back, so the count has gone full as Ava Welch brings it from 3-0 to 3-2.
I've said this before about Ruby. When she shortens up that swing, that's the best she hits, and she tends to do that with 2 strikes, so I'm smelling a hit right now for her.
Collette at second, and that is a swing and a miss. Dropped by, actually a foul ball. The home plate umpire said she fouled it. Martinez could not hold on, so Kazadian will get a second chance here.
Yeah, new life for Ruby back there, so let's see what she can do.
So another 3-2 pitch from Welch, and that is a swing and a miss. as Welch comes back from 3-0 to strike out Kazadian, but the Clockers score 2 in the first, and they lead it 2-0.
Yeah, once again, manufacturing runs with great base running. Nika Eustaris is able to take advantage of some bad defensive play by the Gators, and then Haley Buterman with a really heads-up base running move to get to third base on the ground ball to shortstop by Vendetti, and then she's able to score on Kyra's ground out. So although there was only limited hits in that inning, just Buterman's single, the Clockers are able to plate 2.
And they will now go back on defense and have the 4-5-6 part of the lineup for the Gators. Piper Bresnahan, Ava Welch, and Crystal Martinez due up. And it was a clean first inning for Ustaris. We saw a clean first inning yesterday, so hopefully she can ride the momentum of a clean inning.
Yeah, other than that walk, she looked pretty good. She did walk the leadoff batter, which was again her Achilles heel yesterday. But she settled herself down pretty nicely after that first batter walked. So hopefully she's able to come back in the second inning and throw a whole bunch of strikes, let her defense do the work, and let's get out of here clean.
As Bresnahan will lead off, she is the third baseman here this afternoon.
Not a whole lot of information out there available for the Gators. We tried. We did do our homework. We did some research. Couldn't find much of anything on Grafton today besides names. So normally we try to give you a little bit of background on these hitters, but just not happening today.
Unfortunately. Which means we'll get to see everyone for the first time. No prior knowledge on how they play, as that one's popped up to first. Kazadian is right there for it, and a one-pitch out for Ustaris.
Ruby was camped underneath that. She never even had to move. She was in perfect placement. That ball came right to her. Nice little catch to start the inning for Kazadian. One pitch, one out, and that's exactly what Nico needs.
So with one away, the pitcher, Ava Welch, we saw her throw lefty. She bats righty. The pitcher yesterday both threw and batted lefty. That one's low.
I'll have to give a shout out to one of my all-time favorite high school baseball players. My brother was a lefty pitcher who batted righty. Can't say he batted very well, but he did bat righty and throw lefty. I think it's a commonplace thing for these high school kids.
As that one's fouled back, and the count is 1-1. I saw something online that the MLB hasn't seen a player, like a position player, throw left, or maybe it might have been a pitcher throw lefty and bat from the right side in quite some time, which I thought was an interesting little fun fact.
Well, and you're not going to find that probably ever again now that we have a DH in both the National League and the American League. But yeah, that is a fun fact to see, that the lefty pitchers would still bat righty.
2 balls and 1 strike here. That one is upstairs, as Welch did show bunt for a moment there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she's trying to just sneak on base here. That was a late show. We'll see if she shows again, trying to see if she can catch the Clockers sleeping a little bit.
Comes a 3-1, and that one is to the backstop. So that is the second walk for Ustaris, a 1-out base runner here for the Gators.
Again, we'll see if the Gators try to take advantage of that base runner. It will be interesting to see if they change their tune a little bit. They did try to steal early with their leadoff hitter, but she was thrown out at second base. So we'll see if they try to challenge Kyra behind the plate again.
As Crystal Martinez digs in. As she shows bunt and pulls it back. That is ball 1. She had a little bit of a rough defensive inning in the first inning, so we'll see if she can use her bat to help the Gators here.
Always tough to be able to come back and try and get a hit after a tough defensive inning. And
she'll smoke that one foul down the third base line.
So I think she has erased the defensive inning from her memory pretty quick. That thing was smoked. If that was just a couple inches to the right, that was potentially a double.
Instead, it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count here from Ustaris. That's a tomahawk swing into left field. That's a fair ball. That was a pitch up near her head, and she serves it into left field for a one-out base hit.
Yeah, certainly an unorthodox swing on a pitch that was well high, but she was able to take that thing into left field. Really no chance for anybody to make a play on that. Connors is able to come and keep the runner to second base, though, by getting it in nice and quickly. But we've got runners on first and second here. A little bit of trouble.
The 7-hitter, Casey Sullivan. That looks, look at her bat over there. Kind of looks like a
bomb pop. Yeah, got a bomb pop bat. Haven't seen that yet this season. The bomb pop bat. Let's hope that she doesn't hit it.
Yes, no bombs off the bat there.
That's right.
That's a swing and a miss. A good pitch from Usaris, and it's a ball and a strike here.
The other key here is you want to try and see if you can keep this force play alive. Be great if they can get the lead runner. Also wouldn't be surprised if she does show bunt again.
She does. That one's in the dirt, and both runners will take an extra base.
Yeah, Kyra was able to keep it in front of her, thankfully, but not able to handle that wild pitch cleanly. So both runners do advance on the wild pitch. And again, that was something that was a potential problem yesterday. Really making the catches work. Got to make sure they can get down and keep the ball in front of them at least.
As Sullivan will attempt a bunt and foul it back, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now that tying run is at second base in scoring position. So Usaris, like several innings yesterday, will have to play with runners on.
Yeah, and she was getting herself out of some jams early yesterday. Let's see if she can do the same thing today. And
that one's popped up to shortstop, and Herder is there for it, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered right there. A nice little easy pop-up, and now you've got the force play to first base. Hopefully you can get out of the inning, because obviously losing the force all around on that wild pitch hurts, but the pop-up is what you want in that situation. Let's see if she can get this last out.
As Leah Calderon will bat 8th here and swing and miss at the first pitch, and it's 0-1.
I'd be interested to see if Kyra might try to get a little back pick on the over there at third base. She would definitely give her a peek. That runner is taking a decent secondary lead over at third.
As the 0-1 is a called strike, and it's 0-2 here.
Situationally right now, I wouldn't mind her trying so you can face this batter again to start the third inning, but let's see what happens.
Here comes the 0-2. That one's bounced in there. The runner takes off for the plate, and she will score. And the big lead does pay off as she scores on a pass ball, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, actually, although I'm a catcher's dad, I'm going to say that was a wild pitch. That thing was in the dirt, really tough to get there. So I think when it's in the dirt, it's not a pass ball, but we will still got to keep those in front of us if at all possible.
The tying run now at third, but a swing and a miss by Sullivan, and that will do it for the top of the second. But the wild pitch allows Grafton to score, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Caroline was not able to get in front of that one. It did sneak by her, and those are tough plays. But when you have a pitcher that has not pitched a whole lot all season long, that stuff is going to happen. Hopefully they can not let it become a habit during the rest of this game. And the Clockers still do have a 2-1 lead going into the bottom of the second inning, and they got to get the bats going now.
And they'll have 7, 8, and 9, starting off with Quinn Herder, who had a great senior night yesterday and is now above 300 on the season. Yeah, it was great to see. Quinn really did step up yesterday on senior night, gave herself a memory to hold on to forever, knowing that she really put probably her best game of the year together on her senior day. She hit an absolute rocket double that bounced off the base of the fence, and Quinn was seeing the ball better than she's seen it all year. Got herself up over 300 now. It'll be great to see if she can continue that hot hitting today. She'll be followed by Maddie Sanders and Lexi Merloni, who we did not see at the plate yesterday, so we'll get our first look at them here. Yeah, so Maddie didn't play yesterday. Lexi only played the field yesterday. Lexi has not got a whole lot of at-bats this season. I believe she only has 3 at-bats, and she's 1 for 3 on the year. But again, Lexi's another kid. If she gets on base, she is a threat to steal. She is so fast. Probably among the 3, Nico, Lexi, and Haley are arguably 3 of the fastest kids in the entire league, I would imagine. Yeah, and she has also walked a couple times and scored 4 runs. So as you can see, in just those 3 at-bats, 5 plate appearances, 4 runs scored, so obviously the speed is a factor.
I'll keep this area here.
Sounds perfect. That's the speed is a factor. And again, Maddie Sanders not a ton of at-bats this year as well. Only 19 plate appearances, 16 at-bats. So Maddie looking to see if she can get a little experience here before they get into the postseason play.
As Quinn Herter will lead it off at shortstop here this afternoon. There's Ava Welch back on the mound here for Grafton. Here's the first pitch, and that one's popped straight up. Who has it? And Welch will make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, aggressive at the plate there was Quinn. I think that she was thinking about yesterday maybe a little bit. She may have overswung just a tad on that, got underneath it, popped it up. Unfortunately, 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
Here comes the freshman Maddie Sanders. She'll take one outside for ball 1. And like you said, only 16 at-bats on the season. Does have 4 RBIs in those 16 at-bats. Here comes the 1-0. That one is through the legs of the catcher, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
If the 7, 8, 9 here can manufacture some base running, like we said, this could be a huge problem here for Grafton. And Maddie has to understand that working a walk is just as good as a hit in this situation. We just want her on base.
She's ahead 2-0 here. She shows bunt and pulls it back and takes a strike. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Certainly a tactic that the Clockers have used all year long. They do show bunt a lot when they are well ahead in the count. Sanders does there and pulls back.
Here comes the 2-1. That one's upstairs, so a 3-ball, 1 strike count here. And we'll see if she is told to just take a pitch here.
Yeah, obviously this is the ultimate hitter's count, 3-1. If she loves it, she's got to take a rip at it. Otherwise, take that walk.
And she will look at strike 2. So the count is full here to Sanders with Lexi Merloni on deck.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Maddie take a hack at that one, but she may have gotten the take sign. You really don't know.
Here comes the 3-2, and that one is ball 4. As the ball gets to the backstop there, but she'll stay at first as Merloni comes to the dish.
Yeah, it's perfect. So Maddie's able to work the walk, brings up Lexi, who can lay a great bunt down and potentially beat it up. Be interesting to see if she shows here with 1 out in the second.
And she will attempt to lay down a bunt, but she'll foul it back. A bit of a high pitch there, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen Lexi pull back on that one. She attempted a bunt on a pitch that was way out of the zone. A little bit over-aggressive there by Merloni.
As she's behind in the count, 0-1. Here comes. Swing and a miss.
I think Maddie probably could have taken second on that. I'm not sure if the catcher has a strong enough arm to be able to get her with her speed, but nonetheless, it is now 2 strikes with the runner on first.
Here comes the 0-2. That one is bounced. Sanders will try to take second, and she'll be in there. Another throw that did not reach the bag. So a runner in a scoring position with 1 out here for the Clockers.
Yeah, they need to take advantage of their speed in the base paths. We've been talking about Lucky Monk. I feel like a broken record a bit, but this is the perfect scenario. Catcher who doesn't have an incredibly strong arm, and they got speed.
As Merloni shoots that one foul, and it remains 1-2.
Yeah, certainly the best swing of the at-bat for Lexi there, just fouled it off, but if she can get the barrel on that one, that's probably a double, especially with her wheels.
As Welch looks in, here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one is outside, so 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Merloni, working a good at-bat.
Yeah, good to see Lexi take that one. Lexi has a tendency to get over-aggressive at the plate, especially with 2 strikes on her, so I think she had good patience there to take that pitch and get the count to 2-2.
Here comes the 2-2. That one is again a shot foul, just a tick behind.
Yeah, she's fighting hard. Lexi's fighting hard. Now this is, I believe, the 5th pitch. That was the 5th pitch of the at-bat, so Lexi's working this bat pretty well.
Here comes the 2-2 again, and that is a swing and a miss. A good at-bat from Merloni, but she does strike out for out number 2 as the Clockers flip the lineup card back to Usaris.
Again, RBI situation here for Nico with Maddie on second base. Base hit should bring in a run. Let us see Nico get something happening.
as she will shoot that one into left field for a base hit. The wave is on at third. Here comes Sanders to the plate. She will score. Usaris will get into second base easily. And there you go. She's on base for the second time, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, nice RBI single there by Nico, and then she's able to take second on the throw home. They decided not to cut it off, which allowed Nico to get second base without any effort at all. So this brings up Haley Buterman with the runner in scoring position.
Buterman's 1 for 1 as she smokes that back to the mound, and Welch just stuck her glove out and makes the catch.
Yeah, Haley got a good piece of that. That came back quick, but the pitcher was able to get the glove out, more of a reaction than anything else. But she's able to make a really good play, fields her position well, and gets out of the inning with very little harm done, only allowing 1 run in the bottom of the second.
But the bottom of the lineup and then the top come through for the Clockers for another run. We're heading to the third inning here, as we will see Usaris back on the mound.
Yeah, Nico's pitched pretty well so far. She's certainly looks like she's got a little bit more accuracy than yesterday in terms of what she's been doing. She has at this point thrown 34 pitches, but different than yesterday. 50% of the pitches at this point have been strikes, which is really where she really struggled yesterday. Still 2 walks, but we're minimizing the damage on the free passes so far.
And it seems like Coach Sasso makes his bench players run out to touch the foul pole and then run back in the middle of an inning, maybe to keep them warm.
Yeah, it's something that they've been doing all year long. I've seen a few different teams do that. I think that's more of a softball thing than a baseball thing, but I have seen that happen throughout the year. Don't necessarily know how the girls feel about it, but they're able to just take a little jog out there, and they're usually smiling when they're doing it, so I think it's also probably a little bit of a team-building activity as well. Carrie shoots it down a second to get this thing started, and we're going to get to the top of the third with a 3-1 lead for the Clockers.
And Usaris will face 9, 1, and 2 at least here for the Gators. It starts off with Lexi Derry, the first baseman, then back up to Krasinski and Toskis. So a lefty at the plate here in Lexi Derry.
Yeah, first lefty of the game, I believe.
Yeah, had one yesterday. That was the pitcher, Alexis Cahill. And that one is ball 1, close pitch.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where that one missed. I just can't seem to figure out this guy's strike zone. Sometimes a low strike is called, sometimes it's a ball. I really cannot figure out where the ball is supposed to go with this guy behind the plate. It's like a coin flip.
It really is. As that was a good pitch there, a swing and a miss by Derry. So a ball and a strike here for Usaris. She delivers another one and a swing and a miss. So a ball and 2 strikes now. And if you got that first pitch strike, it could have been a strikeout.
Yeah, it really should be a strikeout right now. But again, like I said, it's been we don't have a great angle, but that first pitch looked like it was about as good as pitches she's thrown all game. And that's the problem, right? When you squeeze a kid who hasn't had a ton of pitches, it takes away their rhythm and their confidence. Hopefully, Nika can come back now and get strike 3.
As it's a 2-2 count here. That one is upstairs. And that is a full count. And she has walked the first batter of both the first 2 innings she's had, so looking to avoid a 3rd straight inning with a leadoff walk.
Yeah, it should be really unfortunate if she gets a walk here.
3-2, swing and a miss. Brought the heater upstairs and got her to swing through it. A few swings and misses in that at-bat, and there's one away.
Yeah, that felt like a ball don't lie moment right there. She was able to come back and get the strikeout that she deserved. Nico fights back in a tough spot and gets that swinging strikeout around the horn, and we're ready for the next batter.
That's her 3rd strikeout today. She had only 3 strikeouts yesterday in her 5 innings of work, as that one is grounded to third base. Nice play there from Colette, and the throw is accurate to Kazadian at first, and there's 2 outs.
Yeah, Lorelei flashing a little leather over there at third base, gets the ball out of her glove really quickly, fires over to Kazadian, and we get the 2nd out of the inning.
So Krasinski is retired at the top of the lineup, and it's back to Shayla Toskis, who is 0 for 1. She struck out her first time up. Comes the first pitch. That was a early swing, flailed at it, and it's 0-1.
Again, getting ahead is the key, right? Getting ahead of these batters is going to be critical for Nico's success.
She's ahead 0-1 here, and that one just missed upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, a little high there by Nico. 1-1 count here. To who's this? The number 2 batter?
Number 2 batter, Shayla Toskis. Here comes the 1-1. That's strike. A little bit of a late call there.
Again, I think he just had to wait to see if it landed heads or tails, and that's why it took him so long. I hope I don't get in trouble for being critical of the umpire.
As the 1-2 pitch is upstairs and away. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here as Ustaris looks for her first 1-2-3 inning in the last 2 days.
Sure would be nice to see if we can get one right now.
Here comes. That one is a little blooper. It is going to drop a fair ball into right field in front of Sanders out there in right field. Didn't get all of it, but she just found a spot on the grass.
Yeah, a nice little placement there. Just landed fair right in front of us here by about probably 6 inches right over the line. So it does bounce in for a single.
Second hit for Grafton. That one shot. Colette bobbled it, but picked it up, and the throw is in time. A beautiful play there by Colette to keep her eye on the ball as it popped out.
That's a really nice play by Lorelei. That ball came out hot. She gets it on the hop, bounces in her glove. She's able to keep control, make a nice throw over to Kazadian for the 3rd out of the inning. That's the 2nd assist of the inning there for Lorelei, who's matching her hot hitting with a pretty good glove so far today.
She's doing it all. What do they call that, a 5-tool player?
A 5-tool player. We'll give her at least a couple tools right now.
Yeah.
She certainly has been playing well. The way that she's hitting the ball, and if you can have somebody making good plays on hot shots over there at third base, then you can be in good shape. And it's really a tough position to play, specifically in softball, because that ball comes at you really hot sometimes. I think it's probably one of the more dangerous positions to play in all of sports.
Definitely is. It's the hot corner for a reason. Clockers will have 3, 4, 5. The heart of the lineup due up. Ava Vendetti, Caroline Kyra, and then we'll see Lorelei Colette with the bat. As Vendetti so far today is 0 for 1. We saw Kyra have an RBI ground out her first time up. And Colette had that single on the first pitch seesaw.
Yeah, it'd be really nice if we can get these two going. They have been 2 of the better hitters throughout the season. Both have slowed down a little bit these last 5 games, so if we can get them rolling again into the tournament, love to see them start catching fire. Maybe they'll get a little bit of that juice from Lorelei and get this thing rolling, because they both are hitting well over 400 at this point. But we want to get them back hot.
So 3-1 lead as we begin the home half of the 3rd here. Ava Welch back on the mound for the Gators. First pitch is a ground ball to 3rd. A nice play there by Breshnan, and the throw is low, and it was not scooped. Vendetti will take 2nd base as the throw got by. It was a bit of a low throw and a tough play there at first base for Derry.
Yeah, Vendetti reaches on the error by the 3rd baseman from Grafton, and she gets over to 2nd base. But again, we talked about this yesterday. The fact that the Clockers do consistently make contact is why they do get on base so much, and you take advantage of an error. And reaching on an error, while it's not great for your average, it's certainly something that you want to do, because you get your base runner here, and she's going to try and take 3rd.
The throw there for Martinez gets into left field, and Vendetti gets up, and she will score. So she manufactures herself a run as well, and it is 4-1 Clockers.
Yeah, again, the Clockers are taking advantage of some poor defense by the Gators. Vendetti reaches on an error, is able to take 2nd, takes 3rd on a pass ball, and then is able to take home on an error by the catcher in the throw. So again, just manufacturing runs is how they've done this so far today.
And the Clockers didn't even need a hit to get that run. They only needed 1 batter. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Kyra, who had that RBI ground out her first time up, and now she's ahead 3 balls and no strikes here. And we'll see if she has the red light or the green light here.
Yeah, I would hope that she's got the red light here. I'm sure she probably wants the green light, but I think that taking a walk here is probably what you should do. Kyrie's showing bunt.
And she'll pull it back and will take ball 4 as that one bounces in there. So back-to-back base runners, the error and then the walk. And that'll set up Lorelei Collette here with a runner on.
Yeah, and they're going to be putting in a runner for Kyrie. That's what they have done all season long when she is behind the plate. You get the courtesy runner for the catcher. Not sure exactly who that's going to be. It looks like
Jordan Meckler?
It might be Jordan Meckler, junior Jordan Meckler, making her. Is that Jordan Meckler or is that Allie Wilson? Number 13.
Number 13 I have as Emma Van Buskirk.
I don't think that's Emma Van Buskirk. So it looks like we don't have a number 30. Allie Wilson.
Allie Wilson.
So Allie Wilson is getting in to run for Caroline Kyra. Sophomore Allie Wilson.
Here's the first pitch to Collette. She smokes it into the gap in left center field. It goes all the way to the fence. Wilson's getting the wave at third. Collette is into second. Here comes the throw to the plate. Wilson will score standing up. It's an RBI double for Lorelei Collette. She's 2 for 2 on 2 pitches.
Yeah, Lorelei Collette, we just can't stop talking about it right now. She laces another one, dead center, absolute rocket to the fence. She gets a pitch to look at, and she takes advantage, RBI double.
As Kazadian takes a ball, that one was dropped there by Martinez, and down to third base goes Collette. As that one gets into the outfield, she'll get up and try to score, and there will be no play at the plate. 6-1 Clockers as the errors and bad play behind the plate continue for the Gators, and another run off of a pass ball and throwing error.
Yeah, unfortunate situation for the Gators right now. That was the hardest hit ball of the day, which is an RBI. But
as Kazadian will ground one into left field for a base hit. So she has her first hit of the afternoon. That throw gets by the second baseman, but she'll stay at first.
Yeah, Ruby has a nice shot on the ground. Ball was hit really hard to left field. Easy single for her, which brings up Quinn Herter.
We saw her a little bit too aggressive the first time up, popped it up to the mound. We'll see if she has a better at-bat here as Kazadian will take off. Martinez's throw is not in time. Kazadian will go in standing up with the stolen base. That is her second steal of the year. She's 2 for 2. And still nobody out here for the Clockers as they already have 2 runners in and a runner in scoring position here. And that one gets by as well as Kazadian will head to third. So it seems like it's a guarantee when a Clocker gets on first base, they'll end up at third in the next at-bat.
Yeah, right now the Clockers are doing exactly what they need to do in this game. We talked about the power rankings. The Clockers right now are ranked number 29. They really need to win this game by 5.
As that one by Herter is popped up down the right field line and is foul. Seemed like it curved there at the last moment, but it luckily was not caught. She'll get another opportunity.
Yeah, as I was saying, Jacob, the goal today is to win this game by 5. You can only get points for 5 runs or more. That's the maximum. Any more than that doesn't matter. So if they win by 5 or they win by 15, it doesn't make a difference. But right now the Clockers do have that 5-run lead, and they need to do that against a team that doesn't have a really strong strength of schedule to hopefully not hurt their power ranking.
They do lead by 5 now, looking to score another here. 2-2 to Herter. Swing and a miss. She was out in front of the off speed, and that is out number 1.
That nifty little pitch there. She got her fooled, and she did get Quinn reaching way ahead of that one on the off speed pitch, and that's a tough thing to do. That's a good pitch there.
As Maddie Sanders will line one into right field for a base hit, just out of the reach of Sullivan. Kazadian scores from third in a first pitch RBI single for Maddie Sanders.
Yeah, I'd love to see that out of Maddie. She hasn't had a whole lot of at-bats this year. I believe that's what, hit number 4 or 5 for her on the season.
Hit number 3.
Hit number 3. Hit number 3 for Maddie in the season. Knocks in an RBI, getting her confidence up in case she's getting called up for the postseason play.
As Merloni attempts to lay down a bunt and can't pull it back, so that's strike 1. We've seen a couple times Merloni try to lay down a bunt on a pitch that was not really buntable.
Yeah, like she's a little over aggressive there in that bunt. Love to see her swing the bat here to actually, get herself on base via a swing. She
did show bunt for a quick second, but does pull it back. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nico Ustaris waits on deck. She's been on base twice in 2 plate appearances. Here comes the 1-1. A late bunt attempt, and it'll go foul, so now she'll have to swing in a 2-strike count.
Yeah, it's almost like she's trying for that swinging bunt. Certainly not a sack bunt. It looks like Lexi is trying to place that late bunt down. Right now hasn't had luck with it. Maybe she swing the stick here and put one right up the middle.
Comes the 1-2. She did attempt to bunt again, pulls it back, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sanders on at first. Only 1 out here for the Clockers. 2-2, and that is a foul ball.
That's going to be
an
out.
That is strike 3. When you bunt with 2 strikes, it needs to be a fair ball. Any foul ball on a bunt with 2 strikes is an out. That is a strikeout there for Welch. That's back-to-back case.
Yeah, interesting strategy to have Lexi continue to bunt. Not sure if that was something that she was doing on her own or if that was from Coach Sasso. But with 2 strikes, you don't typically see batters still trying to get the bunt down. It ends up causing a strikeout because she was not able to put it in fair territory.
So Nico Staris will bat next. Had an RBI her last time up. That one's ball 1. An RBI single. She walked her first time up. She's also scored a run.
Yeah, Nico's looking for one right in the middle here. See if she can drive when they're playing her very shallow.
That one is into center field. That is struck well, and it's over the head of the 2 outfielders. The wave is on for Sanders at third. Ustaris is heading for third. She'll stop there. And the run scores. It is an RBI triple for Nico Ustaris, and it's 8-1 Clockers.
Yeah, that was a very good hit by Nico, and it was exactly what she needed because, as I said, the outfield was not giving her the respect that she deserves. They were really shallow on that, and she puts it over their head, and that was an easy stand-up triple for her with her speed.
That's a foul ball there off the bat of Buterman, and if she reaches, Ava Vendetti will come up for the second time this inning, and the Clockers will bat around. They did that yesterday as well.
Yeah, they had that one inning where they put up a bunch of runs, and they're doing the same thing here in the third.
As Buterman grounds it to second base. Nice play there from Sullivan, and the throw is in time, so the Clockers will leave a runner stranded at third, but they end up scoring 5 in the home half of the third, and it's 8-1 as we head to the fourth.
Yeah, really productive inning there by the Clockers. Taking advantage of some poor defensive play, but a huge triple by Nico is an RBI. Maddie Sanders gets an RBI single. Lorelei Collette again keeps hitting the ball hot. So her double was huge. Ruby Kazadian with a single. So they hit the ball. They took advantage of some poor defense, and next thing you know, it's an 8-1 lead here, and I think things might be fairly safe here, up 7, as long as Nico can continue pounding the strike zone.
Yeah, and she has looked good. 3 innings. She did give up a run, but it is not earned, and she has 3 strikeouts. Only 2 walks, and I believe we saw 10 yesterday, so definitely looking like an improvement here just the next day.
Yeah, that's what we've talked about, right? She has to keep the ball in the zone. She has done that. She's thrown over 50% strikes right now, which she did not do yesterday, limiting the amount of opportunities for base runners for Grafton today. And they're playing good defense behind her, right? Lorelei Collette makes 2 really nice plays in the last inning to help out, and that's what Nico just needs to let her defense do.
As it looks like we'll have the 4, 5, 6 spot here for the Gators, as they'll lead off with Piper Bresnahan, the third baseman. She's 0 for 1 so far this afternoon. It'll be Bresnahan, the pitcher Welch, and then the catcher Martinez. And we'll see if Ustaris, she was close to the 1-2-3 inning last inning. We'll see if she can get that here.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great to have a quick inning and get these bats right back to it.
First pitch is rolled in there for ball 1 to Bresnahan.
The key last inning was that Nico was ahead of the count almost every single time. Let's see if she can fight back here after being down early in this one.
Here comes the 1-0. That's a fly ball deep out to left field, and a nice grab out there from Connors, and there's one away.
Yeah, it looked like Sophie may have misread that from the jump, but then she's able to track back and end up making a nice play. Good play out there in left field by Sophie Connors. That's her second catch of the day. She looks good out there right now playing left field for the Clockers.
And for Usaris, that's a 2-pitch out number 1. So that's big. Here comes Welch. That's a shot into left field. Connors on her way back, and she can't get that. It'll roll up near the fence, and into second base goes Ava Welch, the pitcher, with a 1-out double. Good swing.
Yeah, there was no catch in that one. That was roped well over Sophie's head. She does a nice job to limit it to only a double. She tracks it pretty well and is able to get it in. Quinn Herter zips it over to Lorelei to make sure that there was no advance to third. But we got runner in scoring position now.
For Crystal Martinez, catcher, who's 1 for 1. As down to third base goes Welch, and she is in there. That ball gets away, but Welch will hold up there at third base.
Yeah, Kyra not able to handle that ball that was in the dirt, and then the quick reaction by the base runner is able to get to third. Luckily, the ball did not bounce out of play when Colette couldn't quite handle the throw down, so we do have a runner on third here with 1 out.
A 1-0 count here. That one is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes here on the catcher Martinez.
Again, here's where we get to limit those wild pitches. Got to make sure everything stays in front because you don't want to give up another soft run.
2-0. That one a good stop by Kyra behind the plate on a pitch that bounced, but it is a 3-0 count here.
Yeah, again, the key is keep that ball in front of you right now. Anytime it bounces, just gonna throw your body in front of it if you can. Nice little scoop on that one.
So here comes the 3-0 from Nico. That's a tomahawk swing back to the mound. Usaris will go to the plate. Kyra fields it and gets the out. Great decision making by Usaris to realize the runner was breaking for the plate. And they get the out there, and a little bit of some tough base running for the Gators.
Yeah, really over-aggressive base running by the Gators there. Nico makes a nice play. That ball came right back to her. I think she was shocked to see that the runner was going. She does make a good throw to Kyra, who gets the tag down, and we get an out at the plate. And we have 2 down now with the runner only on first.
Casey Sullivan will bat. She's 0 for 1. Ground ball to third. Colette's been busy, and the throw is in time. Another great play from Lorelei Colette on defense, and the Clockers will retire the side.
Yeah, really, this is the 3rd assist of the day for Lorelei Colette. She makes another good play over there, and this is a nifty fielding that happened in this inning by the Clockers. They get a base runner early, but they're able to come back and get an out at the plate. A nice play by Lorelei Colette, and no harm done. Bottom of the 4th, 8-1, and we've got some good hitters coming up to the plate.
Nico Usaris has gone 4 strong innings so far. We'll see if she goes maybe all the way today. We'll see if they want to use Cashin again to get ready for the postseason.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what coach decides to do. I mean, you hate to take a pitcher out who is throwing really well, but it would also be beneficial for them to get Holly some more innings. One thing that we probably should be aware of at this point is there is a 12-run mercy rule in the MIAA. So if the Clockers are up by 12 after 5 innings, this game is going to come to a quick end. Right now they're only up by 7, but if they have another big inning like they did last inning, we could have this game end faster than you think. So I'm sure right now he's probably thinking about that with his coaches as he's actually talking with pitching coach Pam Curtis. I wonder if they're discussing whether or not to give Nico another inning.
Yeah, that's definitely something to keep in mind. We'll let you know if it looks like, obviously this inning is an inning you look at, if they do end up scoring those 5 runs to get to a 12-run lead. We'll see if they put out Usaris to try to get the last 3 outs, or if they go to Cashin.
Yeah, the goal here has to be to try and put 5 across if you can. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to get themselves out of here with a quick mercy game. If they can somehow manage to scoot 5 runs across in this bottom of the 4th, and then get 3 quick ones to start the 5th. But also there's a beauty in playing the full 7, right? You get more at bats, get people more experience. So we'll see how Coach Sasso plays this one out, and maybe Grafton will not even allow that to happen, right? You never know. Some good defense, good pitching could shut the Clockers' offense down here.
Exactly. Anything could happen. Clockers sent 9 batters to the plate. Last inning, Ava Vendetti led off the 3rd inning. She'll lead off the 4th, and she smokes it out to left field, way back there, and it's down off the base of the fence. She is into second base, standing up with a double. She just missed a 4-bagger there.
Yeah, really nice to see Ava get a hold of that one. She needed that one. That was a great hit. That was way over the left fielder's head. One hops to the fence for another easy stand-up double. I believe that might be Ava's 10th double of the season. She's up there in the league leaders in doubles, clearly leads the Clockers. She's been hitting doubles all year long.
Here comes Kyra. Walked last time. RBI ground out her first time. That one bounces in there, but a good stop behind the plate by Martinez. So the Clockers quickly another runner into scoring position on the first pitch of the inning. They've been all over the first pitch.
Really like to see Kyra get a hold of one here.
That one's upstairs.
Key
2
here
balls, no strikes.
Key here is for her to be patient. 2-0 right now. She just walked. I know. I have a scouting report here. She's got a tendency to get a little aggressive after a walk. Wants to hit the ball. Hopefully, she doesn't swing in a bad pitch to take herself out of this at bat.
Here comes the 2-0. That one's popped up down the right field line, twisting foul. Another one close down this right field line.
Yeah, just foul. Kyra waits on it, takes it the opposite way. Just foul on the first base side. That would have been an easy score for Vendetti, even maybe potentially 2 if she was able to get that down fair. But nonetheless, we've got a 2-1 count.
Here comes the pitch from Welch. Kyra again down the right field line. This one's well foul off the shed down here.
I thought that thing was coming aimed at our camera over here on the first baseline. Glad that it did not hit it. It looked like it had an aim point for it, so hopefully Caroline can straighten this thing out with 2 strikes.
Yeah, I don't think you want a bill in the mail for a camera.
No, certainly don't. Again, we talked about it. 2-strike count here for Caroline. Let's see if she can put her bat in the ball and keep her streak alive.
Yeah, now a full count here. Here comes the 3-2. That one is into center field, muscled down for a base hit. Vendetti gets the wave around third. She will come home to score the 9th Clockers run this afternoon. An RBI single from Caroline. That's her 2nd run batted in this afternoon.
Yeah, Caroline's able to get that one, like you said, muscled out to right center field. Nice piece of hitting with 2 strikes on her. And she has proven to be really tough out this year, especially with 2 strikes. So good RBI, bringing up the hottest hitter in the Tri-Valley League right now,
Lorelai Collette. She's already got a single and a double. And that one's a high fly,
That's
deep
gone.
center field. That one's back and it's gone. The 3rd home run in 2 days for Lorelai Collette, a 2-run shot. That is her 4th home run of the season. And again, a triple shy of the cycle here as it's 11-1.
Lorelai Collette is just absolutely mashing the ball right now. The show that she's putting on has just been sensational. I can't say enough about this kid. She's so hot. I think they might want to check her shoes to see if her feet are on fire right now, because she just can't stop hitting the ball. She's absolutely mashing it. And you know what's great, too, is she didn't start the season off that hot, right? She struggled a little bit midway through the year where she had a streak where she had a bunch of games where she was hitless. And then out of nowhere, the switch has been flipped. And she is probably one of the hardest outs in the state right now. Lorelai is just on fire.
Yeah, I would not want to be a pitcher facing her in any game right now in this part of the season. It seems like she's playing on rookie mode right now. It just seems like it seems like we said, a beach ball, and she's just playing like in the backyard.
Yeah, 3 home runs in 2 days. Again, she is a triple short of the cycle. I have a feeling that she might not get another at-bat today, which would be unfortunate for her. But a 3-for-3 day, a 2-run home run there. 4 for 4 yesterday with 2 home runs, 2 for 4 the day before with 2 opposite field triples. I mean, just Lorelei is just on fire. I really hope she continues this into the postseason, because if they can have bats like that going, it could potentially, help boost them to a couple victories in postseason play.
Yeah, and we'd love to see that. As again, like we said yesterday, this is the first time they've made the state tournament since 2011, and Lorelei Collette came into yesterday with just 1 home run on the season. Impressive, but is currently with 4 here today.
Yeah, she ties Ustaris for the team lead now with 4. Both are up probably in the top 5 in the Tri-Valley League. I know Zoe Levine over in Hopkinton has several home runs as well. I think maybe Liana Danubio and Florio have a few too. So they are absolutely in the top 5 or 6 in home runs in the entire Tri-Valley League. So something to be said for this power that the Clockers are bringing.
And this inning is not over. A new pitcher, though, for the Gators to face Ruby Kazadian, who will ground that one foul down the third baseline. It is number 18, Shayla Toskis, who will take the mound to face with nobody out. So she's basically coming into a fresh inning here against Kazadian, Herder, and Sanders. That one is high and deep to center, but it will be right to the center fielder, Blanchard. Good swing from Kazadian, but it is out number 1.
Yeah, gets the out coming in. Shayla Toskis coming in from left field, gets the out on Ruby, who does put a good barrel on it, just can't quite get it over the center fielder. So that's the first out of the inning.
As that is a pop-up into shallow right field, and the catch is made by Calderon, and 2 pitches here for Toskis and 2 outs.
Leah Calderon with a nifty little basket catch there. She brings it in and gets out number 2 on the pop fly from Herder.
So Maddie Sanders will bat next. She had an RBI single her last time up, but she takes a ball. She's also scored a couple times. So the bottom of the lineup with Maddie Sanders has been providing today as well.
Yeah, and Grafton really needs this out here because it is dangerously close to that 12-run lead we were talking about. They are up down 10 right now. The Clockers have a 10-run lead, 11-1. So it very likely could be going to a complete 5th inning if the Clockers cannot get a couple more across.
And now Toskis is ahead here, 1-2 on Sanders. Here comes a foul ball there. Looking to get on base for the 3rd time in 3 plate appearances. We've seen a few Clockers get on base all times, Usaris and Collette as well.
Yeah, Mandy's had a good day so far, a walk and a nice opposite field hit.
Here comes the 1-2. It's a ground ball hard to short, and it's under the glove of Isherwood and in the left field. So we'll see what they call that. Most likely an error.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that that's going to go down as an error. It was hit pretty hot, but it did go through her legs. Generally, when the ball goes through the fielder's legs, that would be called an error, and the official score does say that Sanders reaches on the error by the shortstop. But she's on base for the 3rd time today.
She is indeed on base. Here comes Lexi Merloni. She has struck out both times. Last time it was on a bunt with 2 strikes, so we'll see if they let her maybe unwind and swing a little bit here.
Yeah, up 11-1 with 2 outs here. I would suspect that she's going to be swinging the bat, especially since she hasn't had luck getting the bunts down earlier.
She is ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Sanders on first base.
Lexi, another one of those kids that she's reaching base if she hits the ball on the ground. She is going to beat out just about any ground ball to the infield that there is. There's not too many infielders in this league or in the on this team that can get the ball out of their glove fast enough to get her.
This is a big pitch for Toskis, 3-0, and that's a strike. She does not want to have to go back to that top of the lineup, or we could see a mercy here even with 2 outs.
Yeah, Merloni took all the way there. Walks goes a hit here with 2 outs and Nico coming up.
As she shoots that one into right for a base hit. So she won't even need to beat that one up, but the throw comes back to second, and Sanders just barely gets in. Good awareness out and right by Calderon.
Yeah, Maddie looked like she was heading over to third. I think actually if she had continued to go, she may have made it. Made the decision to stop and almost got thrown out on a really nice play by the right fielder Calderon. But we've got first and second here with Eustaris up, hoping to get 2 more across.
And she'll foul that one away on the first pitch. That 13th run, which is the magic number for a 12-run lead, is on first base.
Yeah, and again, it is only the 4th inning, so they do have to play at minimum the first half of the 5th to see what happens if they are able to get Lexi Merloni to cross home plate.
Ball and a strike here on Eustaris. 2 for 2. She's also walked. That's a ground ball that is foul down the third base line, and she's now in the hole 1 and 2.
Nico also a really tough strikeout. Nico's only struck out less than a handful of times this year. I think maybe either 2 or 3 times all season long. So another kid who can really put the bat in the ball and put it in play, especially with 2 strikes. She's a great hitter.
That's a line drive over the head of the second baseman and into right field. A run will come to the plate. Sanders scores. Merloni down to third base. That's the 4th time reaching for Eustaris, and she brings home her third RBI.
Yeah, that's her 3rd RBI of the day. That's going to be 3 for 3 with Nico with the walk. Another fantastic day. Now she's probably going to be over 600 for the season.
That one gets by, and Merloni will come to the plate, and she is safe. And down to third base goes Eustaris. Great heads-up base running from her. And that is the 13th run there for the Clockers. So they are in mercy range now.
Yeah, that's that magic number 13 that they were looking for. I would be shocked if they don't try to plate a couple more. I have seen Coach Sasso take a 3rd out this year when things are getting a little out of hand. He's shown a lot of class. But I don't think it's a spot to do that just yet. Try to get a couple more. I would be surprised if he does it, but we'll see. I'd love to see Ava at least get another at-bat here if Haley can get on.
As it is a 2-ball, no-strike count here to Buterman. That one is shot to shortstop, and it gets through by Isherwood, and a run scores as Eustaris will plate her 2nd run. She gets her 2nd run of the day. It's an RBI single there for Buterman, and it's now 14-1 Clockers.
Yeah, and here comes Vendetti looking for her 2nd hit of the day.
And the Clockers have batted around this inning, as that one gets to the backstop, and Buterman will take 2nd and round and hold up there. So almost batted around last inning in the 3rd. They will bat around officially here in the 4th.
Yeah, and again, obviously that 12-run lead is huge. It'd be nice to get a little bit more of a cushion so you can end this game after 4.5.
As Vendetti just rolls that to the pitcher's mound, and the throw hit her in the leg. Hopefully she's all right. She'll get up and go to 2nd. Buterman scores, and Vendetti will get there. And she's grabbing at that right calf there. I hope she's all right. I think the pitcher might have threw it off her.
Yeah, I think she's going to be fine. The ball was thrown and hit her, but she was in foul territory. So if she was in fair territory, she may have been called out. But she was where she was supposed to be. Ball did come off her leg. She's a catcher. She's tough.
Yeah.
No problem at all. I think Coach might gonna maybe run for her. Ava doesn't look thrilled about that. But what's the sense? Why don't get somebody in for a little bit of action here? That looks like number 7. Is that Sierra Mullins, I believe?
That is Sierra Mullins, correct. The sophomore?
Yeah, sophomore Sierra Mullins coming in to run for Ava Vendetti, and Kyra gets her 2nd at-bat of the inning.
Mullins is 2 for 2 on steals, so we'll watch that as Kyra will foul that one to the dugout. She is 1 for 2, a couple RBIs and a walk for Kyra. 15-1 Clockers, bottom of the 4th. There are 2 outs here. Here comes the 0-1. That is upstairs from Toskis, and a ball and a strike. And we will wait and see if we get to see Lorelei Collette bat again here.
Sure would be nice to get her one more.
Kyra smokes it into center field, but right at the center fielder, Blanchard, who makes the catch. That was a rocket, but unfortunately nothing to show for.
Yeah, second rocket in 2 days that's been right at a center fielder for Kyra. Unfortunately, she's not able to put one into a gap, and she makes the third out of the inning, so we do not get to see Lorelei Collette come up again and try and chase that cycle down. But we are now at a 15-1 lead as the Clockers essentially put this thing away in the bottom of the fourth if they can get 3 quick outs here in the top of the fifth.
It will be Nico Usaris who will look to close it out, get a win on the mound, which she unfortunately didn't get yesterday. Got the no decision, but she'll look for that here, and hopefully a big 14-run win to cap off a great regular season for the Clockers.
Yeah, and what's interesting is they put up 15 runs, and it could be their 15th win. So 15 runs in this game for their 15th win of the season. 15-5 this year. I think it's obviously we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. I think it's safe to say that this one is well in hand. But 15-5 to end this season after going 6-13 the year before and 0-20 2 years ago. What a tremendous turnaround for this Clocker program.
Yeah, and I don't know the statistics behind it, but that might be one of the the best turnarounds in a couple of years that we've seen out of any team and maybe any sport in the Tri-Valley League. It's a very impressive few years here for Coach Lasso.
Yeah, this is Coach Lasso's first year.
Correct.
Yeah, his first year. And we got some substitutes in here. Senior Taylor Koch is in and as the new right fielder, and Ella Dickinson is behind home plate, catching now for Nico in the fifth.
Here comes the first pitch. That's a pop-up into shallow center field. The catch is made. A nice call off there from Sanders, and that is out number 1. 2 outs away from a win.
That's a really good play by Maddie Sanders, taking charge out there in center field. That's her job to take charge. She calls off Koch, who's in right field. Both of them are going for it, but Maddie does do her job. That is absolutely her ball. She makes a nice catch to make the first out.
Here comes the 9-hole hitter, Derry. Lexi Derry takes the ball in the dirt. She is 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far. So the top of the lineup in Krasinski on deck. Bases empty, 1 away here, as Usaris will deliver the 1-0. That's a line drive into right or left center field. That is down for a base hit in front of Sanders. Wide turnaround first, but a wise decision by Derry to head back.
Yeah, Maddie does a good job getting over to that ball. That definitely found a gap. There was no chance they were going to catch it, but Maddie does play it really well. Gets it in, holds the runner to first base.
And Krasinski will bat 0 for 1 with a walk at the top of the lineup. Runner on first here, that one upstairs. We'll see if they try to test Dickinson behind the plate.
So we talked about Ella Dickinson into catch. I failed to mention that moved Kyra over to first because Caroline was catching. She moves over to first base, so that's another defensive change that was made.
As Kazadian not on the field, that's a ball that gets by Dickinson, and down to second base goes Derry easily, so a runner in a scoring position here, but with that 14-run lead, 1 run will not prevent a mercy here.
Yeah, they do need to plate a few, so right now they're up 14, so they're going to have to plate 3.
That one is off the glove of Dickinson, so Derry will get down to third base. It's now a 3-0 count here to the leadoff Krasinski.
One of the things that Ella does bring as a strength behind the plate is she is a very good blocker. So if she can keep the ball in front of her, they should be able to save this runner from scoring.
Comes a 3-0. That one popped up. So Krasinski had the green light there on the 3-0, and it's 3-1.
Be nice to see if Nico can get another strikeout here.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts today. That one is fouled away, so she battles back from 3-0. It's now 3-2.
Yeah, Nico has had a battle a couple times, but absolutely a better performance today than yesterday, especially being around the plate. limited her walks, so it'll be great to see if she can get out of this one with the complete game.
As that one will be ball 4, so Krasinski will walk for the second time. But yesterday she did pitch 5 full innings and was over 100 pitches. Today only 64 pitches here with 1 away in the 5th.
Yeah, completely different outing for her today. And as you just saw, Ella Dickinson, really nice stop there on that ball that was rolling to keep the runner from advancing to third.
Shayla Tuskis will take a strike. 1 for 2, has struck out now on the mound after starting in left.
I'm interested to see what the play is here if they try to steal second base. Coach Sasso has been pretty aggressive with runners on first and third, allowing his. It's not going to matter.
As that one gets by, as Derry will score, and down to second base goes Krasinski. So it is a 15-2 game here, and only 1 away here for the Gators.
Yeah, as I was saying, Coach has been pretty aggressive, allowing his catchers to try to throw runners out with a runner on third base, but didn't get to see what was going to happen there with the wild pitch.
As it's now 2 balls and a strike here on Toskis.
And the lead has just gone to 13, so 2 more runners across, and we're going to get to see Lorelei Collette.
Yeah, we will. So there's some positives and negatives of a couple more runs scoring, as it's now a 3-ball and 1 strike count.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, I want this game to end with a victory, but I certainly wouldn't mind having the opportunity to see Lorelei come to plate one more time if we could get that wish.
As that one is upstairs, Krasinski will take third, and a walk by Toskis. So runners on the corners here. And that 4th run is on base now to keep this game going with 1 away, as Grace Isherwood, the shortstop, will bat here 0 for 2 on the afternoon.
Yeah, now we potentially get to see what Coach Sasso decides to do with the runner on first and third.
First pitch, that's a ground ball to third base. Collette will throw to the plate, but the runner did not break. So we'll see how they rule that. It might be an error.
Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly how that's going to get.
Fielder's choice, maybe?
Maybe a fielder's choice, but certainly a bit of a mental lapse there by Lorelei with the runner in front of her throwing home when you can get the easy out at first. Now that loads the bases. They do have a forced play at the plate.
As Piper Bresnahan lines it into left center field, that is down, and that will get their 4th run in. They'll hold up the runner at third base on a 2 RBI double from Piper Bresnahan, and it is now 15-4.
Yeah, so we were going to have to move into the bottom of the 5th inning now. Good piece of hitting there with the bases loaded for Grafton with only 1 out and runners on second and third. You hate to see this happen, because they've fallen asleep a little bit here right now.
They
Clockers. I think they got a little complacent being up by so many runs. Misplay there in the ground ball to Collette. Should be 2 outs right now. The bases are loaded, and they get a big hit for the double, and now it's second and third with only 1 out, and they can get a couple runs across.
And lucky for them, even though they were lazy at being up 14, they're still up 11 runs. As that's a good stop, as you said, by Dickinson behind the plate. But it is ball 1 here, as Ava Welch, who's now in center field after pitching, is at the plate. 1 for 1, a walk and a run scored, and it's now 2-0 to her.
Yeah, and Nico might be getting a little frustrated there. This is one of those situations where she's got to settle herself down, just throw strikes, understand that they do have still a 11-run lead, and just let her defense do the work.
As it is now 3 balls and no strikes, and has a chance to load the bases here if she does issue a free pass. She's only walked 4 this afternoon, but behind 3-0 here, she'll need to battle back again. Here it comes. That one is ball 4. A good stop behind the plate by Dickinson. The bases are loaded here with only 1 away, as Crystal Martinez, the catcher, will come to the plate.
Yeah, good opportunity here now for a ground ball. We were trying to manifest this yesterday with the bases loaded and 1 out. Be nice to see if we can get a ground ball right back to the pitcher for a little 1-2-3 double play. That's what I'm ordering up.
As that is inside to Martinez. She is 1 for 2 with a single against Ustaris this afternoon.
And unfortunately, Nico falls behind here with the bases loaded. Nowhere to put her.
That's a strike. It's Isherwood on third, Bresnahan on second, and Welch on at first. Nowhere to put the batter Martinez. Here comes the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike here. Casey Sullivan would bat next.
Casey Sullivan with our favorite bat on the on-deck circle, but let's worry about getting Martinez right now.
As the 2-1 is grounded by Kyra into right field. 1 run scores. They're going to send Bresnahan to the plate. Welch will head into third. And don't look away, folks. It's 15-6 now.
Yeah, it's a hot shot there. Just out the outstretched reach of Kyra goes into right field, and they plate another run.
And runners on the corners, so they might not be done here with only 1 away as Sullivan will bat. She'll try to bunt, but it goes right by her bat, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, that's a 2-run single, actually. So that 11-run lead is now to 9. So the Clockers are going to have some work to do because the mercy rule is now well out of reach.
It is indeed. They would need, at this moment, 3 runs to make it a 12-run game again. And then they would also have to finish off another, or actually no, they could win it in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, they could win it in the bottom of the 5th. But at this point, we're just talking about getting out of this inning because there's still only 1 out with runners on first and third, and the Gators are not going quietly.
And I feel like I jinxed Ustaris with the pitch count. It is now up to 82 here with only 1 away in the 5th. Here comes the 2-1. Sullivan will ground that one to basically no man's land, and Herder will just have to put a fork in it. Another run comes to the plate on an infield base hit for Sullivan. It is 15-7 Clockers.
Yeah, this is just one of those innings. The Clockers seem to have one of these innings almost every other game, and you've got to be able to get out of these situations where the ball is just finding bad spots, not necessarily making plays, couple big hits. And you know, it's unfortunate because this game was definitely one that was ripe to be done with, and now they're going to really have to get their work cut out for them because it's only an 8-run game.
Yeah, and barring a double play, the Gators will bat around in this inning as Calderon is the only batter who hasn't batted yet. She's up at the plate behind 0-1 here. So the Clockers bat around in the bottom of the 4th, and then the top of the 5th, the Gators on the verge of doing just that as it's a ball and a strike now.
Yep. First and second here with only 1 out.
Here comes the 1-1. That one's fouled back. So she is ahead here of Calderon, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout so far this afternoon. Trying to get her here. 1-2 from Ustaris. That one bounces there. Good stop by Dickinson again. 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Yeah, this becomes a pretty big pitch right now, trying to put her away.
Here comes the 2-2 home. That is ball 3. The count is full.
So we did see Holly Cashin warming up moments ago. I wouldn't be surprised if Nico lets up a free pass here if we see Holly come in to try and close out this 5th.
Here comes the 3-2, and it is ball 4. That is the 6th walk issued by Ustaris, and now the bases are loaded. Martinez, Sullivan, and Calderon. Traffic on the bases, and we will see Coach Lasso come out here.
Coach Sasso.
Oh my God,
yeah,
I was thinking of Ted Lasso there.
Coach Lasso is certainly a positive guy. Coach Sasso is also an incredibly positive guy that But right now we've got to believe.
We do.
we do need
We
to
do
believe.
need to believe.
We need to believe. We need to believe that they can get out of this one. It's a really tough jam, and it also looks like Ella Dickinson is getting subbed out as well. So Ella is going back to the bench. Ruby Kazadian is putting the catcher's equipment on. She's going behind the dish, and Holly Cashin is coming in. I saw a mask go flying. I'm not sure who exactly that belonged
I believe
to.
that might have been Quinn Herter's glove. I think she might be going to the outfield again. I don't.
No, it was Quinn Herter's mask.
Oh, it was her mask.
It was her mask. So it looks like Quinn is going into center field. Maddie's probably moving over to left. Nico is going to get over to shortstop. So some defensive shifts.
And we will see Cashin making her 6th appearance. She got a win yesterday, 2-0 on the season in 15 innings pitched, and she will attempt to get out of this bases loaded jam with only 1 away here. And not trying to project a home run, but it would make it only a 4-run game.
Wow, that's a scary proposition right now. Going from what was a 14-run lead to only an 8-run lead with the bases loaded and only 1 out. This is a really important spot here for Holly to just come in and just throw strikes. They've got to get an out here. They've got the opportunity to make an easy out on the bases in the infield. You got a force play all around. As another defensive substitution is being made by Coach Sasso as he brings Lexi Merloni back into the outfield, substituting out Taylor Koch, who had come in to play right. So around defensively here, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. So Kazadian is in to catch. Eustaris goes over to shortstop, which moves Herter into the outfield. It looks like she's lined up to play center. Maddie Sanders moves from center field over to left field. Lexi Merloni comes in off the bench to go over to right field in place of Koch. So a number of substitutions that were made, and Holly Cashin is pitching. Kyra is still playing first base. Buterman remains at second, and Colette is over to third. I believe at this point in the game, the only people who are in the same position that they started are Haley Buterman at second base and Lorelei Colette at third.
It is exactly right. It is a lot of moving pieces here, but hopefully it benefits the Clockers on defense, and we will see Lexi Derry, the number 9 hitter who led off this inning with a base hit. She will lead it off against Holly Cashin, her first batter. She'll see with bases loaded and 1 out. Nowhere to put her.
Yeah, Cashin brings a little bit of velocity here. Let's see what she can do against the 9 hitter. Maybe induce a ground ball and get out of this thing.
That would be huge. The first pitch is upstairs for ball 1, so she starts off behind here.
You get a real strong arm behind the plate now too with the now 4th catcher that we've seen in 2 days. Yesterday we saw Ava Vendetti. We saw Caroline Kyra start this game. We saw Ella Dickinson come in. And now Ruby Kazadian makes the 4th catcher we've seen in 2 days. There is a plethora of catchers on this Clockers team.
And that's never a bad thing, but that is lined into left field, a fair ball. 1 run scores, and they will go station to station as coming home is Martinez. Sullivan gets down to third, and that is another knock here for the Gators. It is 15-8, and the bases remain loaded at the top of the lineup. We'll bat again here with Catherine Krasinski.
Yeah, so I think the Clockers really got complacent, and that's coming back to haunt them. This is a good lesson for them to learn. Again, a young team. I think they knew they were up 14, and they played like they were up 14 so far in this inning. They've got to now be able to flip that switch back on and get the 2nd and 3rd out, get out of this inning and get their bats going to see if we can end this game in the 6th.
As it is a ball and a strike here on Krasinski. Here comes the 1-1. That's a strike, so she is back ahead here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This would be huge to get a strikeout here.
Yeah, it would really be big. It'd be big for Holly's confidence too. Again, she pitched well yesterday when she came in relief, got them the win.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Went fishing there, came up empty, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, a really big strike out there by Holly Cash. And now we've got 2 outs. Stop the bleeding a little bit. Easy play now in the infield. If there is a ground ball, you get to go any bag, or maybe induce a pop fly to get out of this thing.
Shayla Toskis will bat and take one just outside. 1 for 2 with a walk. And they would need 5 runs in the bottom half of the 5th to end it in 5. Currently. Toskis ground ball. Nice play by Buterman. She'll step on the bag there. Well done. And that will finally put an end to the top of the 5th.
Yeah, nifty little backhanded play by Haley, showing a little bit of range, making a really smart play, knowing that was taking her towards second base. All she got to do is step on the bag, get out of that inning with the 3rd out of the inning. But man, that was a tough one to watch. A really, really long inning for the Grafton Gators, who took what was a 14-1 lead by the Clockers, and now, 15-1 lead by the Clockers, and now it is 15-8, a really tremendous inning by Grafton. And this is a ball game to a certain extent.
It certainly is. And it was exactly how we entered the bottom of the 4th inning. It was a 7-run lead for the Clockers, and they scored 7 runs. But then Grafton matches it, so now back to a 7-run lead. And all the Clockers need is 5 runs, and we will get to see Lorelai Collette come back to the plate. That's definitely a positive of getting to play another half inning here.
Yeah, it certainly is a positive to get to play this next half of the inning, to see what Lorelai can do. And I guess the other positive to look at is everybody else gets some additional at-bats, right? But, the game should still be in hand when you're up 7, but you never know, because if you have another inning like that one, anything can happen. The way the Clockers have been hitting so far today, they've been hitting the ball well. They have 13 hits for their 15 runs, and they have plated a run in every inning so far. So hopefully that trend continues, and I have a good feeling that this leadoff hitter is going to get on base.
And a triple would give her the cycle. We did see a 2-home run game yesterday instead of a triple, so maybe we'll get another one of those. She's 3 for 3, 3 RBIs. She scored 2 runs. And she continues to be red hot with the bat. She's also played some good defense. And here we go.
Yeah, she's got to be stepping up to the plate with a boatload of confidence right now. What I don't want to see out of Lorelai is her overswing. That's the one thing that can happen to a kid who is maybe a little overconfident. But I have a feeling the way she's hitting right now, anything can happen.
First pitch. That's a ground ball to 3rd. And that is a fair ball? No, it's foul ball.
Foul ball. I actually think that she did overswing a little bit on that. So I want her to settle herself back down, because she's got a brand new life. That was a ground ball to 3rd, a foul ball. Certainly not what she has been doing.
That 0-1 pitch is upstairs from Toskis. Here comes the 1-1. That's a
gone.
Deep drive to left center, and she has done it again. That is her longest one we've seen. It is another 2-home run day for Lorelai Collette, an identical stat line to yesterday.
What exactly is this kid eating? Because I hope they can give it to everybody else. Unbelievable. We're talking about 4 home runs in 2 days, another 2 home run day for Lorelai Collette. I'm trying to think of a nifty nickname that we can give this kid, because she is automatic right now. She hasn't gotten out in her last 7 appearances.
As Kazadian rips one foul. And yeah, that one...
8 plate. She's 4 for 4
yeah,
today.
she is 4 for 4.
8 straight hits for Lorelai.
As I still haven't seen the fans who went to go find that ball come back yet, so it might be deep into the woods out there. That one was looked like her longest one we've seen for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was out of here in a hurry. The exit velocity on that. And then Ruby rips one.
ropes one into left field, down for a base hit. So she follows up the home run with her second hit of the afternoon. So the Clockers are back in business with the bats here.
Man, oh man, I can't stop thinking about the hot bat of Colette. And then Ruby does come back and laces one into left field. Hopefully this inning can get us a few more runs right now with something brewing. No outs for Quinn Herder.
Colette looks like she's well on her way to getting another. What's it called? What's the sandwich for the offensive players?
Yeah, that's the King Kong.
The King
Kong sandwich. I don't think there's even a doubt about it.
I think she deserves the sandwich voucher too. I mean, 2 in a row.
Wow, what a day for her. Just an impressive showing. Really happy for her.
As Maddie Sanders digs in and takes a ball, that was Quinn Herder who looped one to the second baseman, Sullivan, who made a nice catch. So we have only one out here, runner on first base. Sanders pops that one up. The first baseman and the second baseman give look that drop. Kazadian does not know if it's fair. The throw comes to the pitcher and then down to second base, and she is out. They only needed the fourth out there, and Kazadian just didn't know if it was a fair ball or not.
Yeah, really unfortunate. They caught Ruby sleeping a little bit there at first base. You got to keep your eye on that ball to see it. She just didn't move, and that ball drops in, and she gets tagged, called out in the force at second base. An unfortunate base running mistake there by the Clockers.
So as that one gets away from the catcher Martinez and down to second base will go Sanders. Lexi Merloni at the dish. Started 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, but had a nice single the other way last time.
Yeah, like to see Lexi getting on again here.
Head 1-0. She tries to bunt there. That's a good one. Merloni will beat the throw to first base. Bang play over there, but she has her second hit today. It was close.
That was close. If I'm the head coach of Grafton, I'm looking for instant replay on that. I think that Lexi was thrown out of first base, but we get a fortunate call by the base umpire who is in a tough spot over there on the other side of the field.
As Ustaris grounds that one to third, a nice play there by Bresnahan, and she gets it over in time. So the Clockers do get 1 run on the homer, but it is only an 8-run game, and we will play a 6th inning here.
Yeah, we will play a full 6th inning. This thing is going to go at least 6. Because the Clockers have an 8-run lead, and Grafton is looking to see if they can, cause a little damage here.
But good news, in the bottom of the 6th inning, we will get to see, we potentially get to see Lorelei Collette. She is due at 4th, so one base runner would give her 5th at bat. And maybe a 3-home run game? Is that too much to ask for?
You know what? That would be absolutely incredible. I would love to see it happen. And what would be really fun is if Buterman, Vendetti, and Kyra could all get on base for her, because what a sensational way to top off this season for her to end maybe with a 4-bagger with 3 on for the old Grand Slam.
And a walk-off in its own way, not to Mercy. A walk-off to Mercy. That would be still pretty cool for her.
Yeah, that would be great. Maybe we can manifest that to happen, because they right now have an 8-run lead. It looks like we got a substitution coming in.
At first,
Caroline Kyra is going out. Ava Vendetti is going in for her, which is interesting.
Now, Kyra will still have her 4th spot in the lineup, correct? Is that how that works?
I believe so. I do think so. I think that she will still be allowed to hit, but that's why I was saying that's interesting, because Ava is also batting. So, but Ava's the designated player. Ava's the designated player. So Kyra still will be able to hit.
As Holly Cashin throws ball 1 to begin the 6th inning, facing Grace Isherwood, who's 1 for 3 so far this afternoon. As Cashin looks for a scoreless inning here. Comes the 1-0. It's a ground ball to shortstop, and it gets off the foot there of Ustaris and into center field. So most likely an error there for the Clockers. That's only their first error today if it goes down as one.
You know what, Jacob? I'm not sure if that's going to be an error. That ball was hit hot. That thing came right shot out at her. The official score may give that a single. I would really think about that.
They did give it an error.
They did. Tough score today. I'm not sure who that is, but that, it could have gone either way.
As that one's grounded to third, Colette gets one. Buterman's throw to first is not in time, but a great job by Colette to get the lead runner for out number 1.
Yeah, that's her 4th assist of the day for Lorelei. And again, she might be sweeping the awards today. She might be sweeping the awards with the offensive and defensive player of the game. As she makes a really nice play to get the lead runner at second. Just can't turn it in time for the double play.
As there's one away, that's a good off speed for strike 1, as the number 5 hitter Ava Welch, who started on the mound, is now in center, will bat. She is 1 for 1, has walked twice and scored twice. So here comes the 0-1. That's a swing and a miss, and a good stop behind the plate by Kazadian on a ball that could have got by.
Yeah, really nice scoop there by Ruby to be able to save that one from going by, keep that runner on first base, got down on that low, makes a really nice stop on a low pitch.
Here comes the 0-2 from Cashin. That is strike 3 looking. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
That's a really nice pitch. She had her fooled all the way. Holly puts that right by her for a strikeout in the second out of the inning. And the Clockers look like they've refound themselves a little bit this inning.
Certainly looks a lot cleaner as Crystal Martinez will bat. She's 2 for 3, and she'll take one low. That one bounces in front of Kazadi, and the runner takes off. It's a good throw, a hard one, but it will not get Bresnahan. So that is a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here for the Gators.
Yeah, Ruby had no shot at her at second base there. Good block and keep it in front of her, but absolutely no chance, even with a really strong arm.
That's a big wave and a miss there by Martinez.
Just saw Lorelei's father walk by. He can't believe it either. This is just an unbelievable showing by her. We can't wait to see her get up again.
That one is low, 2 balls and a strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike on Martinez. That one is grounded there to third base. Colette charges. Here's the throw, and it's in time to first base. A nice stretch by Vendetti to get out number 3 in the top of the 6th, and we will head to the bottom of the 6th. The Clockers need 4 runs for a mercy here in the final game of the regular season, and we'll get to see a good part of their lineup as it's Buterman, Vendetti, and Kyra. And if any of those batters reach, we will get to see Lorelei Collette for the 5th time today. A chance for her 3rd home run this afternoon. But a good inning from Cashin on the mound. And Toskis will pitch another inning here for Grafton. 5 runs given up in 2 innings here for Toskis, but only 1 of them earned. Hasn't walked anyone. It doesn't have a strikeout either. 6 hits for Ashland against her. And they would need 4 runs to try to win this in 6 innings and finish the season at 15-5. Biederman on the afternoon is 2 for 4. A couple runs scored, has also driven in a run. Has made a couple nice plays at second base as well. And she'll look to get this inning going here. But what a treat it would be if we would get a walk-off grand slam for the Mercy, if the bases can be loaded for Lorelei Collette. But it's up to the 3 in front of her. Buterman digs in. Here comes the first pitch. That one is outside for ball 1. Buterman ahead in the count here is the 1-0. That one is popped up back behind the plate, and giving a look is Martinez, but it is out of play. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mr. Cairo will return to the broadcast shortly. Here's the 1-1. Buterman grounds that one past the dive of the third baseman. It was a sliding stop at short. Buterman will get back to first base, and that's an infield single. It wasn't the dive by the third baseman, it was actually the slide at shortstop by Grace Isherwood. It was a nice play, and she got up and threw as quick as she could. But it was not in time. It's a 3-hit afternoon for Buterman, as Vendetti will take one low. Good job from Haley. Now on at first base. Vendetti's 1 for 4 so far this afternoon. Kyra on deck. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's a ground ball, shortstop. Isherwood will go to first base. In time, down to third base goes Buterman, and good base running again from the Clockers. Buterman takes an extra base, and she is now at third with 1 away. And Caroline Kyra will dig in next. Kyra's 1 for 3, couple RBIs and a walk so far this afternoon. Buterman's at third with 1 away. Kyra takes one low. Good stop from Martinez. So Buterman led off the inning with an infield single. And then the ground out from Vendetti. Buterman with good base running gets down to third. Here's the 1-0 to Kyra. That one is smoked, and what a catch at third base. And the dive back to the bag by Breshnahan will end the 6th inning. A batter before we got to see Lorelei Collette. And the Clockers go quickly.
Wow, that's unfortunate. Sometimes when you're just trying to buy a hit, and Caroline absolutely smoked that ball down the third baseline, and that was a heck of a play. That's one of the best defensive plays I've seen all season. Sets up Haley in absolute no man's land, and she gets doubled off at third to end the bottom of the 6th, and now it's 16-8, and we don't get to see Lorelei unless the miracle happens and they put 8 on the board. We do not want that to happen at this point.
Keep it at least 5 runs for this win, like you said, to get those points. We talked about earlier, the hot corner. That's why they call it that, and that ball was roped, and unfortunately Caroline has had a couple hard hits like that the last couple days, which she just has nothing in the box score. You can't see it result in anything. Yeah,
it's really unfortunate that Caroline has been the unlucky recipient. Probably the 3 balls that she's hit the hardest in the last two games have all made outs. So not good for the batting average, but got to stay positive and just keep swinging the bat, because the ball is coming off the bat pretty good.
Yeah, and Holly Cashin has pitched 1 2/3, only 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. She will look to finish it off here
against 7, 8, 9.
Yes, it is 7, 8, 9. Here comes the first pitch. That one is fouled back. Casey Sullivan will lead it off.
And it is the same defensive alignment as it was in the last inning, with Vendetti coming in at first base. Sanders, Herder, and Merloni are the outfield. Buterman remains at second. Collette remains at third. Mustaris at short, and the battery of Cashin to Kazadian.
That was a called strike there, so quickly ahead, 0-2 of Sullivan. That one's flied into center field. Herder goes back, and she makes the catch. Good job by Herder to settle under that fly ball, and a quick out number 1 here
Nice job there by Quinn, tracking that ball down, got the first out. I really like to see the way Lexi Merloni sprinted over there to back her up just in case something crazy happened. Nice job by the junior getting over there to help out her friend in center.
As there is one away. That was a swing and a miss there by Leah Calderon, who is 0 for 2, walking a strikeout so far. Another batter getting ahead here for Cashin. And that one just missed, a ball and a strike.
We sure would like to know where that one missed, Jacob. I know I've been a little bit critical of the man in blue behind the dish today, but I just have no idea why that one wasn't a strike. Must be the bad vantage point that we have.
That one's grounded to third. Collette fields it, and the throw is in time at first base. And 2 quick outs for Cashin here. They are 1 out away from a win.
And that's Lorelei's 5th infield assist of the day over there at third. She's had 6 total chances. I believe that one that we were questioning went down as a fielder's choice, so it wasn't indeed given an error on that. So she's had a clean day over at third to go along with that.
That one's lined to second, and Buterman makes the catch, and the game is over. The Clockers take it 16-8. An offensive explosion again. They come out alive despite a rocky, 4th inning, and a huge win in the final game of the regular season. 15-5 is how they finish.
What an incredible season for these girls. A regular season that gives them 15 wins. I can't even imagine that these girls thought that this was going to happen, coming in with a brand new head coach, coming off a season where they only won 6, and the play of Lorelei Collette on the last 2 games has been absolutely magical. Let's hope that she continues the hot hitting into the playoffs. And what an opportunity for these girls right now, right? They are 15-5. They end the regular season with an 8-run lead, 8-run win over Grafton without their best pitcher. Nico Eustaris gives a good performance. Holly Cashin comes in relief, and now they're on to the state tournament.
Yeah, it is absolutely huge, and they have a lot in front of them. Now the regular season's in the past. You wait for that bracket to come out, you've got your opponent, and then basically, I believe end of next week is when the state tournament starts for both baseball and softball, so it's right to work.
Yeah, they'll be anxiously awaiting tomorrow's power rankings that are going to come out around 11 a.m. The Clockers coming into the day were the number 29 team in Division 2. Have to imagine that they won't drop to 30 with today's win, but anything is possible as the Gators do not necessarily have a great power ranking themselves. So they did what they were supposed to do. They needed to win this game by 5, and they did. They won 2 games this week after the Tuesday power rankings came out. So I would be shocked if they fell below the 29, but I would also be surprised if they moved up to 28 in the rankings, which right now lines them up to have a battle against a really good Lynn Classical team.
Indeed, and any team you play in the postseason, it's going to be a challenge. No offense to the last 2 teams they played, but they weren't the greatest on paper, so you're going to be playing teams that most likely had an above 500 record. You might not have faced them in the regular season, so it's going to be a lot of new opponents that they might have to face, and they have to adjust, get the scouting report, and do the best with what they got.
Yeah, Jacob, there is an outside shot that they might play against a familiar opponent. Based on wherever these final rankings end up, Wayland is out there, and if Wayland does indeed end up finishing 500, they have 2 more games this week, one against, I believe, Holliston. If Wayland indeed does make the tournament, they could end up having a second matchup against the Clockers in the tournament. So that's the only way they could possibly see an opponent that they faced earlier in the year. Otherwise, I would expect them to have to take on a team that they haven't seen, and that always presents a challenge. Everybody is coming for you in a state tournament game.
Yeah, and a lot of these players are playing their best ball right now, and that definitely helps when you're going into the postseason. When your bats are hot and you can get momentum, it's huge. And as you said, Wayland, they did beat them 5-4 earlier in April, so that is a team that they have faced. But again, even if you do play them, you win that game, you're gonna, as the whole tournament, you're gonna be facing teams that you're not familiar with, that don't play, maybe even teams that you play, so common opponents. So it's definitely tough once you get towards the later rounds of the state tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be tough sledding the rest of the way. But I think the one thing that this team needs to remember is the future is incredibly bright for this program, no matter what happens in the state tournament. Obviously, we'd love to see them try and make a run, but the turnaround has been sensational. They are a really young team. They have been powered by their young players. When you think about what they have done so far this year, Bella Domestico, a freshman, led the way the entire way for the pitching staff. Unfortunately, she's out right now, could potentially miss the postseason play. Ava Vendetti leading the team in RBIs. She's a freshman. Lorelei Collette, you can't say enough about her. She's clearly our player of the game today. She's the offensive player of the game and the defensive player of the game with her assists over there at third base. She is only a sophomore. Nika Ustara is probably up over 600 average right now. She is only a sophomore. Haley Buterman, I think, pitched in with 3 hits today. She is only a sophomore. She's starting at second base. Then you've got Caroline Kyra, who's had a great season hitting the ball. She's a junior. Ruby Kazadian, a ton of power. She's had a good season at the plate. She's hitting well over 300. She's only a junior. This team is ripe for the future. No matter what happens in this tournament, I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it seems like they're just breaking the surface of some of the potential with these players. And like you said, it's the first year for Coach Sasso, and already a huge, I guess you could say surprise, considering the way they've played the last, 13 years, 14 years. So it's huge to go 15-5. And even if you do, not make it out of the postseason or make it in the postseason very far, I still think that this season is certainly a win. Going 15-5 and making the state tournament, that's a win in itself.
Yeah, absolutely is. So it has been a pleasure to watch them play, and it has been a pleasure to do this with you. I'm so glad we were able to do it one more time. Who knows, maybe if they're hosting a playoff game, we'll get to do a third game, Jacob. It really has been great. I've enjoyed this opportunity. And thinking it's time to close this thing out.
Yeah, well, it was a pleasure to do it with you a couple days in a row. Some great softball, a lot of offense, a lot of home runs. It's been a pleasure to be with you. And the Clockers will take the final game of the season, 16-8 from the Grafton Gators here from Ashland High School. They finished the regular season 15-5, and they'll await their power rankings and that bracket coming out next week. So we'll say so long from Ashland High School. Ashland Clockers get a big win.
A big win indeed. Thank you for joining us today.
Have a good night.
Get some meta glasses on her and see what she's seeing, because it's like